Hey, Chiefs Kingdom. Harrison Graham here from Chat Sports. 4-0 start. Got that big win over the Lions on Sunday. It was a tough one, but they found a way to drive down late and get that late score to win 34-30. I'm here with the latest news and rumors surrounding the Kansas City Chiefs, including the return of Morris Claiborne. Look, he had that 4-game suspension. We all know that. Now it's week 5. He is eligible to return this week against the Indianapolis Colts. I've said it all along, this cornerback group needs some help, so he can come back this week. If he is activated, which hasn't officially happened yet, it almost certainly will, someone must be cut. I will go through a few candidates of who could get cut in just a few moments. But Morris Claiborne, coming off a couple of years with the Jets, last year had a pretty decent season, played in 15 games. We know earlier in his career, especially with the Cowboys, had some injury concerns, played in 30 of 32 games in his 2 years with the Jets, had a couple of picks last year, 14 pass breakups. He can certainly help bolster this Chiefs cornerback group. Really only positional weakness on this team. Now, Bashaud Breeland's played pretty well the past couple of weeks, had a big on that fluky fumble and score near the goal line last week. That was a big play for the Chiefs. Charvarius Ward, he continues to struggle a little bit. I think he'd be better suited as a reserve role as of now, continue to develop his game. Kendall Fuller up and down in the slot. He's actually performed better as an outside corner this year than he has in the slot. But you slide in Mo Claiborne possibly for Ward, Breeland, Ward to the bench, Breeland and Claiborne as your starters. You're feeling a little bit better than you have to start this season. So I'll ask you guys this question. Should Morris Claiborne start for the Chiefs? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I certainly think he should. I don't know if he will in week 5, coming off a 4-game suspension. Hadn't played at all this year. Didn't do much in the preseason. But I think next couple of weeks, you kind of ease him in. By week 6, week 7, he is your starting corner opposite of Bashaud Breeland. I think that is the way to go. Let Charvarius Ward get less snaps, continue to develop as a young player. Claiborne's played a lot in this league. I think he should start at some point. All right, I mentioned a player is going to have to be cut to make room for Morris Claiborne. Here are the 5 guys I think it'll come down to. They're very heavy at offensive line right now, and they added Greg Senat a couple of weeks ago when Eric Fisher went down with injury, but they're carrying 11 right now. I think either Rankin, Senat, or the rookie Nick Algretti could get cut. I would be more surprised if Algretti got cut because he's your backup center right now, so I would lean Senat or Rankin there, drop one of those guys. Neither of those guys has been active on game day for the Chiefs as of yet. DeAnthony Thomas hasn't done much this year for the Chiefs. He would be a possibility as well. Is not contributing at all on offense, strictly a special teams player. And Jordan Lucas, same deal, doesn't get much run at safety, strictly a special teams guy. And he had 2 bad penalties against the Lions on Sunday, cost field position on a couple of different occasions. So I think those are the 5 guys it'll come down to when they activate Morris Claiborne. So I'll ask you guys, who should the Chiefs cut for Morris Claiborne? I'm going to say one of those offensive linemen, either Rankin or Senat. They're not active on game day. Eric Fisher's not going to be out for the season. They got plenty of depth there. They can get by for the next 4 to 6 weeks, which is about the time frame I expect Fisher to come back. I would get rid of one of those offensive linemen, but let me know in the comments section who should get cut for Morris Claiborne. All right, guys, today's show is brought to you by the #1 sports betting on the internet. It's BetDSI, #1 sportsbook. Guys, here's what you got to do. Go to chatsports.com/bet, insert that code NFL120 for a chance to win a lot of cash. Look, the Chiefs didn't cover on Sunday. First time this year that hasn't happened, but they've hit the over every single week. I told you guys last week, always bet the over with this team. Offense honestly didn't even play that great. Patrick Mahomes didn't throw a touchdown. They still scored 34 points. This is going to be the best offense in the NFL. Go to BetDSI, bet the over every single week, bet the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. I think they're still sitting behind the Patriots somehow. I would have the Chiefs as best odds. That's pretty good value considering they look like the best team in the NFL. Chatsports.com/bet. NFL120 is that promo code. Go make some money at BetDSI today. Okay, let's continue with the rumors here. Frank Clark, he's upset with this slow start, and for good reason. Got a $105 million extension this offseason after the Chiefs traded for him. He's got 1 sack through 4 games. He went to Twitter to voice his displeasure. We'll get to that tweet in just a moment, but he hasn't been super effective. Chris Jones has clearly been the premier player on that defensive line. Emmanuel Ogbah has 2.5 sacks to Clark's just 1. That's not what you're paying $100 million for. Look, you're only 4 games in. Here's Clark's tweet after the game against the Lions. Says, no disrespect to a tackle, but that shit does not feed my family. Sacks do. New team, new system, doubles, chips, etc. irrelevant. Save the excuses. Success in the league isn't driven with excuses. Signed, Black Elvis. And by the way, if you're not familiar with that story, go check that out on Google, why he calls himself Black Elvis. It's after he visited the Rock and Roll Museum. But, you compare to what he's doing now to what he's done the last 3 seasons. He's only on pace for a 4-sack season, guys. That is not what you're looking for. Had 13 sacks last year, 9 sacks the year before, 10 sacks back in 2016. This has been one of the top edge rushers in the National Football League, and it hasn't quite translated yet with the Chiefs. Now, I'm not panicking. I think Frank Clark's going to be just fine, but you compare side by side him and Chris Jones, and Chris Jones, by the way, deserves to get paid. He continues to be terrific, was just wrecking the Lions' offensive line all game long on Sunday. Pressures, Jones has 18 to Clark's 8. Tackle, 10 to 9. Jones isn't going to get a lot of tackles. He's basically taking on double teams and creating holes for other guys to get tackles. TFL's the same. Sacks 2-1 in Jones' favor, but Pro Football Focus's grades, and PFF isn't the end-all be-all, but 83 to 55. I mean, they're recognizing that Frank Clark has not been the Frank Clark of the last couple of years. Chris Jones has been very, very good. He deserves to get paid. Hopefully, Frank Clark gets it going very, very soon. Who will finish with more sacks this season? Type C for Chris Jones, type F for Frank Clark. I'm going to go with Chris Jones. He looks better. Maybe this system with Spags suits his game a little more. He's only got 2 sacks. He's been close on 3 or 4 other occasions, those guys. He is consistently in the backfield regardless of the opponent. I'm going to go with Chris Jones. I do think Frank Clark will get things going soon, especially as Jones continues to draw double teams, but both these guys, critical parts of this defense, critical parts of this team's success to force and create turnovers. Hopefully these 2 guys have big seasons. Okay, let's set the record straight on this lateral play between Travis Kelce and LeSean McCoy. There's haters and losers on Twitter saying, oh, they practiced this all week. Not true. This was totally impromptu. If you missed the play, Patrick Mahomes has to break the pocket, roll right, throws across his body left. Kelce catches it, high points the ball, and then tosses it to McCoy. That's not practice, okay? Like you don't practice catching a jump ball and lateraling it before you land on your feet. Not by design. It was just Chiefs players making plays. It's like Kelce said, I'm just out there making plays. Here's his full quote. Just out there making plays, man. That's all I can really tell you. I saw it with Shady behind me. I knew Shady would at least catch it. I had faith in him to at least catch it. Pat is not the only guy to have a little magic to him. You know what I'm saying? I have some tricks out the hat, so that was certainly a splash play. Here's the thought from LeSean McCoy saying, we work on this play all the time. Obviously, he was joking. He was laughing when he said this. No, that was just him being a ball player, which is crazy. It was a play that I thought Pat was scrambling, so I tried to go make a play. He threw it. I reached, and I missed it, and I saw Kelce catch it. If you saw the play, McCoy jumped to try and catch it, but it's over his head, and Travis Kelce's right behind him waiting for it. Then he says, then I see him throw it to me. I mean, it's the Chiefs. Come on, man. We do things like that. This is one of those freak plays where spur of the moment, Travis Kelce says, hey, man, LeSean McCoy's wide open. If I can get it to him, he's going to get an extra 20 yards. And that is exactly what happened. Pretty ballsy play after they've already fumbled 3 times in that game. You're down 3 in the fourth quarter when you do it. But that's who these Chiefs are. They're the modern, best show on turf in 2019. That is what this Chiefs offense is. I want to ask you guys this. Do you think this was planned? Obviously it wasn't. I've told you guys it wasn't. If you know football, you know it wasn't. If you're like me and you don't think it was, like this video. If for some weird reason you think it was planned, it was practice, please comment below and let me know why you think that. I think you're wrong. You are wrong. But I'm glad to interact with you guys in the comments on this issue. Clearly this was impromptu. Great creative play, spur of the moment from Travis Kelce and LeSean McCoy. It worked out. If it did not work out, they probably would have lost that game. So big play for the Chiefs, big win for the Chiefs on Sunday. Okay, guys, if you're like me and you drafted Saquon Barkley in your year-long fantasy league, please just go head to FanDuel. FanDuel.com/chatsports. $20 deposit, they're going to give you $20 for free. That's the deal we've got with FanDuel. Here's the deal. You draft Saquon Barkley, you draft Antonio Brown, that's not a problem on FanDuel. You get a new lineup every single week. Come challenge me, come challenge Tom. We're playing all the time on FanDuel. Mitch is doing his thing as well. FanDuel.com/chatsports. Daily fantasy is the way to go, and FanDuel is the best daily fantasy site out there. NBA starting soon. I love doing lineups every single night in the NBA. Can't wait to get that going. FanDuel.com/chatsports. Get that free $20 with that $20 deposit at FanDuel. Alex Okafor left the game with a hip injury. So here's the latest. Nothing too, new and serious here. Although that Andy Reid said doesn't think it's as big of a deal as initially thought. Could miss this week. Maybe he misses a game or two, but this is not going to be one of those 4 to 6 week type of injuries. He's had 8 tackles, 1 sack on the season, solid rotation defensive end. Emmanuel Ogbah's actually outplayed him this year, which I think has surprised several people considering Okafor's been the primary starter though, but Ogbah getting more reps, he's taken advantage of those as well. But with him possibly being injured, Okafor, maybe he misses a game, maybe he misses 2, the Chiefs have worked out Chuck Harris, undrafted free agent out of Buffalo, was with the Bears during preseason, 6'3", 255 pounds, would fit that 4-3 scheme edge rusher, for size-wise in Steve Spagnuolo's system. They worked him out on Monday. I think he's probably more of a practice squad candidate because they have an open slot on their practice squad now. As the Bengals picked up one of their guys, so they have an open spot there. Maybe the Chiefs promote someone else from the practice squad to help depth on that defensive line, and then Harris takes his spot on the practice squad. We'll see what happens here. They worked him out. They're just being cautious, staying on top of this because not a ton of depth on the defensive line. So keep that in mind. Chuck Harris working out. We'll see if he comes to terms with the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, guys, you love the Chiefs. They're undefeated. Why wouldn't you love them? They got the most entertaining offense and quarterback in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes slinging it all over the place. Running back LeSean McCoy trick plays, in the fourth quarter with the game on the line. It's entertaining. I'm bringing you guys videos every single week. Subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Want to keep these videos rolling for you guys. We're looking for that perfect 16-0 record. Probably not going to happen, but hey, who knows? If you subscribe, I've been told there's a better chance of that happening. So youtube.com/chatsportstv. Hit that big red button because you're watching the video right now. It's right there. Just hit that button, subscribe to us here on Chat Sports. Okay, we got to get this thing figured out. Mitchell Renz, some guy who runs the Raiders report here at Chat Sports, one of the haters and losers of the Chiefs, he stumbled across this video of Andy Reid when he was in college at Glendale Community College, and he said this looks like me. Producer Alicia agreed with him. Guys, does this look like me? Do I look like Andy Reid did in college? Explain this to me. Screenshot right now. I'm gonna pause. Do I look like Andy Reid? I just don't. I don't see it. I'll ask you guys the question: do I look like Andy Reid did in college? Type 1 for yes. Type 0 for no. I'm typing my 0. I don't think there's a resemblance, but hey. I'm just an idiot talking about Chiefs football. Let me know one more time. Look at the photo. Do you guys think I looked like Andy Reid did in college? Let me know in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys next week.